Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Please hit that like and subscribe button and let's get right into today's video. So for today we are going to be doing a set of press-on nails. Just a practice little set here. I will be using these Una Gela false nail tips. They are like the extra long square length, I believe they are. Here I am just trimming them down to more of like a medium-ish long length. And then very quickly here, I remember I mentioned in my previous video of me doing press-ons that I wanted to show you the new stands, well, the stands that I do use. So the black one here is the one I was talking about that I really love. It's super thick and everything like that. It holds the nail tip on perfectly. And then the pink one is super pretty and everything like that, but the nail tip does slip and slide everywhere. So like if I'm filing, it does fall off to the right side and everything like that, or the left side. And I don't really like that. So I do recommend getting the thicker base nail stands for any type of press-ons. So getting back to the nail set, I did go ahead and just put the nail tips on the nail tip stand. I didn't buff the nail tips or anything like that for today's video. So for the acrylic, I will be using the color Sun Tone from our Bear With Me collection on KAIROSE Nail Supply. It's a very nice like nude cover color and I highly recommend it. It's absolutely one of my favorites for like a regular nude color. But if you haven't heard me mention before, I absolutely love like the pinkish nude colors. So for that one, I would absolutely recommend Blooming Dahlia. That is our like bestseller for the pink cover powders. But like I said, for like actual nude colors, this one right here, I would highly recommend it. So I will be using the Sun Tone cover powder for all of the nails. And I believe I already showed the application on 3 different nails. Well, 3 nails, just because we do have tons of nail art to get to today and I didn't want the video to be super long. So my application doing acrylic press-ons is pretty much the same like I've done in all my other videos. So if you're interested in seeing like an in-depth video, I don't think I have an actual in-depth video, but I can make one if you guys are interested in that. So if you are, go ahead and leave a comment down below and I will try to work on making that fit into my schedule so I can film that for you guys. But I have mentioned before, when doing acrylic press-ons, you don't want the nail to be super bulky, especially in that cuticle area, because it can cause shrinkage. Not only that, when your customer goes and applies the nails to their like actual nail, it will just not look seamless, if that makes sense. So what I mean is it will not look as if they actually sat in a chair and got their nails done, like some acrylic nails. It will not look like that if you have that area super bulky. So like I said, you want to make sure it's super thin. Not only that, with the shrinkage, it can cause it to shrink and it will not fit your client's nails or your customer. So just keep that in mind if you do want to do some acrylic press-ons. But the same thing does also go for gel press-ons. If you apply too many layers of gel, it can cause shrinkage as well. So I will go ahead and just let you guys watch the rest of the acrylic application play out on the few nails that I am showing, and then I will come back in once it's time to shape and file. So this is what the nail set is looking like after the application has been applied and it is dry. So for the filing, I will just be using this 100 by 100 grit hand file to file everything. So I do like to start off by filing the sidewalls, and then here I like to file the cuticle area in like a downwards motion, if that makes sense. This just kind of helps to thin it out a bit, and then I am just using that same hand file to file over the entire surface of the nail. You can absolutely use an e-file for this process. I have used an e-file for filing press-ons plenty of times, but I did want to go ahead and try using a hand file to see if the structure or the surface filing, if that makes sense, comes out a bit better. So what I mean by that is there's not that many ridges or bumps, if that makes sense, because with the e-file it tends to happen to where you can overfile, and with a hand file you have complete control over how much you are filing. So I just wanted to see if that made a difference at all, and in my opinion it kind of did. Made it a little bit easier and made the structure and everything like that so much more nice. So I do recommend using a hand file, especially if you're a beginner and you don't know how to use an e-file, or you're not comfortable using an e-file. But also, as you can see there, I did go ahead and file the free edge area as well to kind of straighten that out. And then like I said, we are doing tons of nail art, so I do want to make sure the surface is nice and smooth for that. So for that, I am just using this mini buffer to buff over the entire surface of the nail to smooth it out. Now these are what the nails are looking like after they've been shaped and filed, and I did go ahead and wipe them off using a lint-free wipe and some alcohol, and here I'm just showing you the side view of the structure and everything like that for the nails. So for today's nail art, we are going to be needing tons of products, so I will be using the classic white and classic black gel polish from KAIROSE Nail Supply. I do always have our link down below if you're interested. I will also be using some non-stick hand extension nail gel from Born Pretty. This is for some 3D nail art, and I will also be using this lime green gel polish color from Blue Sky. If you did not see my unboxing of Blue Sky gel products, I highly recommend it. They sent me so many beautiful gel polish colors. I will also be using this purple and green chrome powder, and then lastly I am using these black bows. So getting into the nail art portion, I am just painting 3 different nails fully black using that classic black gel polish, and just look how nice and pigmented this gel polish is. I do highly recommend our black gel polish. It's super pigmented, and like I said, it's just very nice, and it will just be perfect for all your spooky nail sets this Halloween season. So like I said, I am applying it to 3 nails, fully covering them with that black gel polish. I'm doing it on the thumbnail, the middle nail, and the pinky nail, and I'm not curing yet just until I am done doing that pinky nail, and then I do cure twice for 60 seconds. So I am curing it for 60 seconds one time, and then once that is done, I do cure again for 60 seconds. Just because it's super pigmented, you don't want it to wrinkle or anything like that, because it will mess up the nail art. So you do want to make sure it's nice and fully cured, and by doing that, just do 2 rounds of 60 seconds. And then after that is cured, I am going in with a very thin layer of the glossy top coat from Brilliant Noir, and this is going to help our chrome powder stick very nicely too. And what I also like to recommend is when you're top coating for your chrome powder to stick to, I do recommend curing it for only 30 seconds. That way it kind of still has a sticky layer, but it will also provide a nice shiny mirrored effect for your chrome powder. So again, after I am done applying that, I do cure for only 30 seconds, and then we will get into applying our chrome powder. So for the chrome powder, I am only applying the green chrome to that middle nail, and then I will be applying the purple one to the thumbnail and the pinky nail. If you've seen by the thumbnail, you know exactly what type of nails we are doing for today's video. We are doing some Beetlejuice nails, and honestly, this is my very first time doing this type of design for any type of nail set. So I was very excited to do this, but I also wanted to keep it super simple and beginner friendly for all you beginners. So after I'm done applying that chrome powder, I am just taking my dust brush and wiping away all the excess chrome powder, and you can see just how nicely that mirrored chrome look is. Here on the thumbnail, for some reason it wasn't sticking to the cuticle area for that specific nail. I don't know exactly why, but I did go ahead and just leave it as is, since we are going to be covering that area with some nail art in the future portion of this video, so I didn't really mind that. And then again, the same thing on the pinky nail, and I will go ahead and show the mirrored chrome effect right here. Just look how nice and shiny that is. So for the ring nail and the index nail, I will be doing some Frenchies. So I am using our 25mm liner brush. We did just recently launch our liner brush line collection, so I'm so excited for you guys to get your hands on these. If you watched my previous video, you did see how nicely thin all these brushes are and just how beautiful the brush itself is. So like I said, I highly recommend it. So after I outlined my smile line, I'm just taking the brush from the gel polish bottle to kind of infill the tip part of that nail, and then I'm just taking the liner brush to do the sides to make sure it doesn't mess up the smile line or anything like that. And this is the classic white gel polish from KAIROSE Nail Supply. But once I am done doing the smile line on this nail, like the French tip and everything like that, I do go ahead and cure for 30 seconds, and I do the same exact thing to that ring nail, but I did that ring nail off camera. So what I'm doing now is taking our classic black gel polish and that same liner brush, and I am outlining the smile line with our classic black gel polish, and then I will be doing some stripes going down along that French tip area. I am not going to lie, I've never seen the movie Beetlejuice. I see so many previews and everything like that for like the new Beetlejuice movie coming out, but I've never seen any of the older ones. I've never seen like the remakes. I just wanted to try to do this nail set just because I see it trending so much during the Halloween seasons, and I just wanted to try to do my own type of nail set using this design, and I absolutely love how everything came out. So like I said, I am outlining the smile line, which I did here, and then I am just taking the same liner brush and the gel polish and creating those stripes going down the cuticle, not the cuticle area, the French tip area, if that makes sense. And then I am wiping away some mistakes. As you can see there, I did kind of leave a big like spot along that outlined smile line, and I didn't clean it up, but I didn't mind because it will be covered up with a bow later on. So once I am done with this nail, I do cure again for 2 rounds of 60 seconds just to make sure that gel polish does not wrinkle, and then I am doing the same exact thing here to that ring nail. So to get started on the design for the middle nail, I am just taking that nail extension gel from Born Pretty, and I'm just taking out a little bit from the container, and then I do realize I took out kind of a small amount, so I do end up getting more just to kind of help out. And I am creating, I don't know exactly what that like type of design or what the character or whatever it is from Beetlejuice, but it kind of looks like a snake to me, I would say. And it has like the white body with the black stripes. I'm not, like I said, I've never seen the movie, so I'm not quite sure exactly what to call it, but I am creating that design on the middle nail. So what I did is I kind of rolled out that big blob I got out of the container to kind of like a snake type of thing, and then I am creating like an S shape on the middle nail, and it was kind of sticking to my glove, so I was kind of struggling with that for a minute, but like I said, I am doing like an S shape on this middle nail. And then I do cut off the excess on the sides of the nail, so that way it's not like overhanging on the nail. I do also quickly want to apologize if you hear like any type of noise in the background. It is jets flying by. I do kind of live near a base, so I do get that in the background often, so I do want to apologize for that. But after I'm done applying that to the nail and kind of cutting off the excess on the sides, I am kind of flattening it just a little bit using my glove and my finger. And then here I am using my finger to kind of push it into like position how I want it. But here I just decided to grab my silicone tool to kind of help with that and make it easier to work with. And then after I have everything perfected how I want it, I do go ahead and cure for 30 seconds. Now to finish off this design on this nail, I am just taking our classic white gel polish, and I believe this is either our 12mm or our 15mm liner brush, and I am just taking that white gel polish and kind of covering the entire S-shaped design on this nail with that gel polish. This does take some time, so I do recommend if you have any type of 3D white gel, I would just recommend doing that to save you time from having to paint it with white gel polish. But if you don't, just keep in mind that this does take some time to go over the entire gel with this white gel polish. But once I am done completing the nail, like covering it with the white gel polish, I do go ahead and cure for 30 seconds before moving on to the next step. So to finish off this design on this nail, I am just taking our brush and the black gel polish to kind of create like the stripes going along this little thing that I don't really know what it's called. But I'm just doing kind of like not super thick lines, but not super thin, if that makes sense. Like I said, I've never seen this movie, so I don't know exactly how it's supposed to be. But I'm just doing some black lines going along this entire S-shaped thing. And then once I am done doing the lines, I do go ahead and cure for 2 rounds of 60 seconds again. So for this next portion of nail art, you do want to use some rhinestone glue. So I'm just using the Model 1's rhinestone glue. And then after I have a big pile that applied to my nail plate, I am going to mix in some of that lime green into that. And then I will be using a liner brush to kind of mix it all together. And this is an old one that I have set aside specifically for like 3D rhinestone lines, if that makes sense. So like those 3D lines you do across like French tips and stuff. I do have this specific brush just for that. So after I'm done mixing that gel polish into the rhinestone glue, I am going to be creating some like little drips going along the cuticle area of the pinky nail and the thumbnail using this rhinestone glue mix. So to explain the design, I am doing 3 different drips along the cuticle area, and then I do cure for 30 seconds and do the same exact thing to that thumbnail. And then while the thumbnail is curing, I do go ahead and do one little one towards like the tip of the nail, just to kind of make it seem as if a drip had dripped off of those previous drips, if that makes sense at all. If it doesn't, you will see exactly what I mean here in just a little bit. But again, I am making sure to cure for 30 seconds in between each nail when doing this specific design. So now to finally complete the nail set, I am applying those black bows to the nails of like the French tip. So I applied a little bit of that McCart rhinestone glue to the top portion of the smile line of that French tip, and then I applied the black bow to that, and now I'm just using my flash cure light to kind of flash cure it in place while I go on and do the second nail. And then once I am done doing this nail, I do go ahead and put the entire set in the light for 30 seconds to make sure everything is nice and fully cured. Now this is how the entire nail set came out before I am top coating, and just like how nice this is. I'm so happy with myself, honestly. Like I said, I've never done this design before, and I was so like happy and excited with how it came out. So now I'm just taking our classic diamond gel top coat and top coating all of the nails, making sure to get all the crevices from the 3D nail art and everything like that. But once I do get to the middle nail, you will see that I start to like take the nail off the stand to make it a bit easier to top coat. You can do that. You don't have to do it exactly like this, how I'm having like the entire stand in my hand. It's just personal preference. Sometimes I like to just keep the entire stand in my hand to make it easier. But for nails like this, where you have to get in all the crevices, I do recommend taking the nail off and top coating them each individually. But once I am done top coating, I will go ahead and cure for a full 60 seconds to make sure everything is nicely cured. But that is pretty much the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also comment down below what other type of spooky nail designs you want to see on my channel, and I will try to get to them. But thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!